So, Khaled, we're back.
Welcome
Last
back
video for
again.
today. Can you tell us a bit about watch condition? So my question would be, in the market, like in marketplaces and so on, basically everyone is offering his watch as perfect condition, unworn condition, or mint condition. Can you explain us a bit what are really the conditions you care about the watch? Maybe from well worn up to a double sealed or so. And how are the prices in between? And also about the different model years. Is there really a difference if I would offer you a 22 watch versus a 2018 watch?
Yeah.
Does it also matter when it was produced, even if it would be the same condition?
Well, I think considering when you want to buy a watch, the most important for me is the certificate of the watch. Basically, I judge the age of the watch based on the certificate. Because in my opinion, any watch can be turned to a perfect condition if you give to the service in Patek Philippe. And it might take some time, but overall it doesn't cost a lot. It could cost you $3,000-$4,000 if there is no major issue with the watch. Everything can be polished and cleaned to look like as brand new. But the certificate is the only thing that you can't really do anything about it. So you can get to know the age from the certificate of the watch. Here I have some examples of Patek Philippe 5990. Probably I'm the only one in the market who has many options of a single model. This is 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19. 2020 is out in the market on consignment, and 2021 and 2022. Basically, 5990 stainless steel haven't really changed. Many saying it's discontinued. It's discontinued, but right after a new model has been released. And what's the difference between the discontinued model and the new model? Absolutely nothing except the buckle. The previous model, for example, this 2015, the lock used to have this small like lock clasp that when you lock the watch, so it sticks with the lock. The new version of the watch, it's Calatrava sign. You can see the logo. I reopened this again. So previously it wasn't the same. So it's Calatrava sign, and when you close it, you don't have that the door for the lock. Yeah. So that's the. Otherwise, the movement, the case size, everything is the same. But if you want to get an idea of the price, right now in the market, I would price it like this. It's $200,000 is the cheapest. It's $200,000 is the cheapest, 2015. Considering the watch has full link or not, that makes the difference, because every link will cost probably around $2,000, and it requires time to source one. Patek Philippe doesn't have spare parts, and they don't deliver immediately and right away. Many times it doesn't fit the customer's wrist. So, and sometimes customer wants to buy 2015, we have to shift the links because this is what his budget. So this one is $200,000, and the new one, which is the latest, talking as of today, the market price is $265,000. This watch was up to $330,000, but now it's back to $265,000. So basically, I would say every year is like costing $10,000 for in terms of the price, the gap between 2015 and 16 and 17. So it's more or less just $10,000.
Yeah.
Between the highest and the lowest, $65,000.
And how come the model year is so important that it makes such a big difference in the price?
See, for me, it's the age of the watch.
Yeah.
For me, it's just age of the watch. I mean, regardless of the condition that how has been used. For example, if the sapphire crystal glass has been scratched, yeah, that's I consider it not a good condition, because that will cost money, and the watch has to be opened and you have to order the part. It's gonna take quite some time. Plus, it's somewhere very eye-catching, because every time you want to see the time, you will see the scratches right into your eye. But everything else, which is from the normal usage, day-to-day wear, some hairy scratches. I'm not talking about dent or bangs on the door. These are considered a bad condition, because it's difficult to get it with this light polish. It's not gonna go away. But otherwise, I'm not very, let's say, very sensitive saying the watch has been slightly polished. It's not that really important to me as a watch, unless if it's badly polished. Yeah, that's a different talk, because lots of dealers, they don't have a good polishers. Until everything can be fixed, there is no chronograph button missing, the crown is working, the time is perfect, the rest wouldn't make much of a difference.
Okay. So you would rather buy a newer, fresher one, even if it has small scratches, but the papers are good, compared to an older one with less scratches?
See, as I said, with scratches, if it's something minor from day-to-day use, it can be removed. So I would go for a cheaper price, just to get a good deal. Because anyway, if you wear a watch for a day or two, the same hair scratches are gonna come back.
And how much would you value the certificate or the warranty card of the total value of the watch? So let's say someone would offer you maybe a Rolex, a Submariner, same model year, but one is with papers and one without papers. How much would be the difference in price?
See, when you talk about Rolex, in terms of the price, it wouldn't make much of a difference. Okay, it's very minor. Because, but I'm not saying that certificate is not important. Certificate is very important. Okay, because you don't know what's the age of the watch, from which boutique has it been released, it's still under warranty or not. You don't know. You're just buying a piece of watch, unless you buy from a well-known retailer with a good reputation, and you have to make sure that they issue you an invoice. Never buy a watch without certificate, without invoice, because that's the only document that shows the authenticity and the source of the watch, most importantly, and you can protect your rights. So if the watch doesn't have a certificate, we have to say that many customers are very rich. They don't treat their watches quite well, They buy a watch, they go and wear it for quite some time. They don't know where they have kept the guarantee card. They don't care. Even you pay them quite more for the certificate, they're lazy, don't want to go and search at their home and find it. Many watch, it's rich end users. It's sometimes they are not like the watch collectors. Even they save the invoice for decades. Actually, I was shocked the other day. A customer walking to me, he gave me an invoice which was my father's handwriting from 35 years ago. It was like when I was not even in the school at that time. Some people are very careful. They save the invoice, they keep every single thing. Even for the Patek 5990, this accessories on the side, for example, like the pen, that's important also. It's like $1,000, and without that you cannot adjust the time.
But can you give us maybe a bit of a rule of thumb for some watch newbies if they want to buy their Rolex? How much should they pay, more or less, for papers?
See, in Rolex, it will make a difference of 10-20%.
Okay.
But in Patek, I would say it makes a bigger difference than Richard Mille, because they almost quite touch $1 million dirham. You don't want to buy $1 million dirham watch without the certificate and documents. Because whenever you want to resell, you don't have lots of options. You cannot sell to everybody. Only somebody has to trust you. And as a customer, you're an end user. You're a customer. So you You cannot issue an invoice. You might be flying all around the world. You want to sell your piece. Your favorite watch dealer is in another town.
Yeah.
So it makes it a little bit difficult for you to resell, unless you want to sell it back to the same person who sold you the watch. Because as a watch dealer, once you establish relationship with customer, we try to keep customer as happy as possible. We buy back all our watches, regardless with certificate, without certificate. In terms of Patek Philippe, it plays a more important part and Richard Mille. So it's, the difference could be 35%.
Wow.
Sometimes it's difficult to sell also. The watch, everything sells one day, but it might sleep for a longer period of time.
Okay. Cool. Then thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Have a great
Happy
day.
to see you all the time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.